Thursday at 12 o'clock on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. Oh, what are you waiting for? Oh, that's my jam right there. That's my jam. What's happening? What's happening, good people? How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha, Wright, aka Key Lo Lo. And then right over there, y'all know who it is. Bam! There she is. It's the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. That's right. That's who it is. That's who it be. We out here in these YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram streets on our 25th rather episode of So You Think You Can Do Hair? This podcast is specifically for those who are attending barbering, cosmetology, nail tech, school of aesthetics. That is what this podcast is all about. And today, our 25th episode is all about should you guys, right, join barber and cosmetology associations and other affiliations. So that's what's going down on this 25th episode. But before we hop into the topic, Cheryl, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Because the debate is happening tomorrow. And in case y'all didn't know, let me just do a shameless plug right here. Bam! Hair pros for hairists is all what we got going on here.
That's all that's going on, baby.
You ready for the debate?
I am actually ready for her to show off her personality. I think this is the time when she is probably going to be take the opportunity to, unfortunately, I'm sure she's I'm sure it's bittersweet, but she's got to peel herself away from the administration that was so eloquently gracious to her. So,
yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm not quite understanding so much about what they're saying, about how she got to build her on, stand on her own. I mean, what other issues are there? I mean, she could join the Barber and Beauty Initiative and think about some bigger agendas. But the things that are pressing the most to Americans are going to be first and foremost, of course, is, a woman's right. Of course, you have these voting situations, gerrymandering. Of course, we need the John Lewis bill, all these things to pass. And of course, you got your border issue. There's a big concern about people coming over, not properly. And then you have your police. So, and your climate. So what other issues could she highlight, do you think? I know Trump was saying that he could have these tariffs, right? And so these tariffs could kind of offset and be, the situation about childcare, and that money could be used, to go towards, childcare. I'm not into tariffs or anything like that, but I don't think it works that way. But
well, here's the thing, and I think that unfortunately, Trump knows that most people do not have. Well, I don't know if he's aware of it or not, but most people don't understand tariffs, and the American people pay for the tariffs. The tariffs just don't come out of nowhere. People.
Now let him tell it.
Yeah,
it appears that the foreigner. Okay.
He's just saying it. He doesn't ever explain. And like I would always say to all of us, civic ignorance, economic ignorance, political ignorance is what's going to make you hear something that actually is not being said, and to make you hear something that is said that it's not being said, or not something being said that it doesn't make you hear fully what the person is saying to you, because you don't have the intelligence or the intel or enough information to not hear it the way it's coming out of their mouth. You are only hearing it to the level of your understanding to receive what they're saying. So, politics, civic ignorance is dangerous because politics is what's governing your lives. And if you don't understand what's governing your lives, you don't know how to plan, or you don't know how to offset it. You don't know how to even use it.
Right.
And that's the problem with Trump when he says tariffs, because the American consumer pays for the tariffs. They make up the difference of what you're not getting from that import.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now remember, guys, the debate is happening tomorrow, 9 p.m. I believe that's EST. So make sure you watch your time zones. But make no mistake, over here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel, uh, the opinions of the founders, Ladosha, aka Key, Lo Lo, and Cheryl Morrow, the Hair Oracle, is that, of course, we are supporting. This is Hair Pros for Harris. This actual logo was created by none other than Mr. Waverly Willis, and he is going to be on our show on Thursday talking about voter engagement. So while we have this partisan situation here, we do understand our role as entrepreneurs and people of influence. I consider myself a person of influence in my community. Do you, Cheryl?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so just a little bit off kilter, just a little bit, because we do have students who are watching this. We also have school owners. Again, maybe some people who are thinking about returning to the industry. And we know a lot of times within that demographics, you do have a certain sect of people who are kind of disenfranchised, and maybe they're just not feeling the whole, I don't know if I want to vote this go round. I'm not feeling this political blah, blah, blah. What is our role in helping people understand? Because we have an initiative here that we're doing in Cleveland, and it's about, professionals for voter engagement. So what do you say about us getting people engaged? But
Uh,
particularly these students who are checking us out now.
yeah. Well, the wonderful thing is that wherever you are in your life today, make sure that you understand that your vote affects you tomorrow, and the next day, and the next week, and the next month, and subsequently the next years. So what decision and the information that you have, make sure if you don't feel quite comfortable about something, or you're not aware of it, or you don't feel that you have enough information about it, ask.
Yeah, ask.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ask.
yeah, and the other thing that I think some people quite don't understand about voting here in the United States is that the voting is what gives us the landscape on which we exist and operate on right now. You know what I'm saying? So the vote of yesterday is playing a pivotal role in, like Cheryl said, today. So don't throw your vote away because somebody yesterday voted so that you can do and be where you are in the space that you exist today. It doesn't matter what color you are. Things have changed a lot because people voted. And I know some initiatives that we have done here in Ohio, like this one here, when we went down to the state capitol to lobby for Afro Hair Science. This is part of what we are doing. Cheryl, myself, uh, um, former state Senator Shirley Smith, and that's the Speaker of the House. We are the people who are, doing our part to make a difference for hairstylists of tomorrow. So when people say things like, my vote don't matter, or I don't think I can make a difference. I mean, we ain't no lobbyists, we're not politicians, yet we're exercising our right as American citizens to be the change that we want to see. So before, and this is a perfect segue into, should you guys join barber and cosmetology associations and things of that nature. So speak to that a little bit, and then that'll take us right into our topic of why we should be connected with like-minded people to help us with a situation. If you're a student and whoever you're just grappling with, I don't know. I don't think my vote matters. I really don't.
Hmm. Hmm. You know, first of all, your if your vote doesn't, or if you feel your vote doesn't matter, right? It most likely doesn't matter to you, right? Because it has to matter to you. It's not the issue is not does it get counted in the grand scheme, because at the end of the day, that's not your responsibility or your civic responsibility as a person in society. But it should matter to you. And if it matters to you, then at the end of the day, it matters to the collective. Now, but on the topic, being part of what we call a collective, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because they have a different, personally, set of goals, things that you want to do, and you have to have what we call civic privileges to do that, right? But the saying goes collective bargaining, right? There's a certain thing that says collective bargaining, which means that because you are in a democracy, which means that the majority wins and the minority loses, which means that if there's more people collectively see the world you see it, that is one of the reasons why being part of an organization, association, an alliance, a collective, or a coalition is important, because your
Mm-hmm.
interest aligns with a fuller collective of people who have the same interest, and then that most likely your interest will be included in that collective impact, that collective congruent collective impact. And so that's why it is important, in my opinion, as we talk about it further today. But that is at the core of why it's important, because if I have a need and then I get together with 1,000 people who have the same need as I do,
That's right. It's that domino.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. You
power.
get that. Yeah. You get that full and complete, domino effect. That's really going to make a difference. And so we're just letting you guys know, if you're kind of straddling the fence, there is still time to register to vote. The deadline varies and from location to location, but to be honest, what kind of beauty professionals and everyday citizens would we be to have a platform with the audience of one? It doesn't really matter to us how large or how small, that we can encourage you guys to go a little bit deeper into your own personal journey of why you and that little bubble inside that little bitty square, that little cubicle, could just make a world of a difference. And so be inspired by that. And as we talk about this in our 25th episode of why students should join barber and cosmetology associations, I know Cheryl and I were working on something we think would be an added bonus to what's already existing. What I did for this podcast is I looked up the existing organizations. And what we're going to do is talk about the various organizations and why, so you guys will know, well, what is out there. And then I will drop the link to this article in the chat after the live, and you can do your a little bit more digging. But talk about why barbers and cosmetology students should find what they say a way to vibe with their
That,
tribe,
that, they
because
drive.
that's
I
the thing
love
when
them.
you're in school, and when I visit cosmetology and barber schools, there's always that one student that's I'm a, y'all go ahead, that loner. Then of course you have your clique, then you have that one that just they got the superstar personality. Then there's that foreigner who's like, what's going on in this country? So help them begin to understand the importance of vibing with the tribe and maybe even how they can find a like minded person or group.
And oh my God, this is like the single most important. This is the reason why you have student bodies in college. Because when you're there as an individual, obviously, of course, but once you find like minds, and you're not really there as a solo kind of lone, island there out by yourself, things that you are feeling or thinking, or you want to have a voice. But then once you want to get things or know things, or some things that you don't know that you don't want to ask your professor, the group there can represent you and can validate some of the things that you want to do, or some things that are just not working well enough. But when you're part of a collective, that allows you to get things done faster, right? And if you have an idea, you can just go to your student body, or you can form a student body, or you can form a group inside your beauty school, because let's just say maybe a clock in time, or the clock in machine needs to be at another location, and you thought it was just you. Then you come to find out that everybody just doesn't like this. It is more likely that the administration is going to say, you know what? This is just not one isolated complaint. This is rampant. It's called an epidemic, or it's something. Why don't we just move the damn box, right? And that is so much more of an effective way to be part of an educational institution. So now you have a voice that now sounds like a choir, instead of just one little lonely voice out there. And two, you're going to make friends probably that you're going to have your whole life. You never know. You're on mute, sis.
Thank you. And you know what? The other thing about the advice that she is giving you all about, finding a way to vibe with your tribe is that this is also this technique that she's recommending. You're going to actually be using this behind the chair in a very intimate way with your customers because you may notice a change in the hair care product and you're like, this spray ain't like it used to be, or this cream, or these flat irons, they don't kind of, or this salon, the bathroom isn't clean like it should, So this is a perfect time to begin to learn if there is power in exercising your voice. Now, we don't mean power as in, but sure, articulate, because this is where I kind of fall weak on the power of your voice when you're concerned and you have to, modify or change a situation or issue. The power of
Right.
your voice.
I think that it's our fundamental muscle in our brain to understand that a majority, and being part of a majority, gets your personal needs met faster. That to kind of like break this down in a language, that because we don't really get taught how to do collective um, politics even when we're in school, and to make sure that the most important thing is to always leave with relationships. I got taught when I was in New York that when you have to understand that people bring you money. Money doesn't fall out of the sky. People bring you money.
You
And
mean there's no yellow bus that's going to pull up and drop all the
no.
customers off?
So relationships are actually money, because it's money, it's people who bring you money, or they give you money, or they walk in your door and they give you money, or they're your client. It is actually people. So when you gather with people, and it's almost like this, we use groups and people every day. So let's just say if I wanted to make a personal point, right, as a person, guess what I would do? Oh, I would throw out data. But data is a collection of people that have a particular like goal that is the same. So we have these numbers. So let's say 50%. Well, let's take a vote in the class. Well, 50% says, this. So we have to go with this. That's why it's really important, because your actual individual interest or need, or that one, or you want that bathroom clean, and then you start go politicking. Psst, do you like the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, I don't like the bathroom. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
two people who don't like the bathroom. Okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
three people don't like the bathroom. And then, of course, there's only 60 students. So come to find out that out of the 60, 50 people don't like the bathroom. So guess
And you
what?
see, I love the way you saying the politicking. You
Yeah,
know, that's what it is to be politicking, to ask those questions, because sometimes it could just be you, you know. You know,
right.
it'd be like you can ask 100 people, they're like, I don't see nothing wrong with the bathroom. What about you? What about you?
So y'all need to get your Nancy Pelosi on and go, psst,
You know, yeah,
do
right.
you like the bathroom? Or could there be some more better things done with the bathroom? Oh yeah, because I would actually like us to have more toilet paper. We run out of toilet paper. Politicking,
That's
and
what it
then all of
is.
a sudden we have now new toilet paper. We have this and that, and so we have to not to bring the environment of what's going on in our country right now. But that is why politicking and making sure that you're part of a collective, and to be able to do collective bargaining, that is what the unions are about. That is what it makes everybody's individual voice heard in the impact,
That
right,
it has, right,
of a group.
for yeah, and for other people. Again, when you do these things, especially as we talk about, being a part of an organization, when you do these things in your own little private spaces, or whatever school you're attending, now you're really getting a chance to see why you matter. You attending a barber and a cosmetology school, a nail school, a school of aesthetics. The school wants you to be there. They want you to be involved, contrary to what you're hearing about. You're just a number. You're just a quota for the to get paid. And there's no denying this is true. We're not going to deny that. But there are other reasons why you matter as you attend these very important spaces. So a couple of shout outs right quick over on Instagram. Cheryl, what's up to Martin? What's up to Exo Money? What's up to She Boogie? And Ted, I see you, boo boo. You always rocking down with your homegirl, Ladosha. She was one of the first people when I did I was doing Patreon during the during the pandemic, and Rat-a-tat-tat, Sharita, she was Shredder, I'm sorry, was one of the first people to help support that endeavor there. So again, we are on our 25th episode, and we are discussing, should you barber and cosmetology, nail techs, and people who are in the School of Aesthetics, should you guys, become a part of an organization? And so far, Shirley and I were telling you, yes, you should. One, for the collective and the ability to vibe with your tribe. Number two, you're going to get the right relationships. Number three, you got a voice. And when you couple your voice with action, the outcome is responsible. Here's the key word that Shirley's saying: responsible leadership and power. Okay, not just any old wielding power like I'm the big kahuna, but like Cheryl said, it's all about the collective. So I went onto a website, and this website is specifically, for students, and you could be a cosmetologist. Maybe you've not been a part of an organization. I am always a part of an organization. I don't want to be out here alone. That's why I call Cheryl. Ain't that right, Cheryl?
Man, I do you the same way.
Yeah, you don't want to be in this industry by yourself. I'm just saying, don't even, if you're one of those people where I don't need nobody, hopefully this podcast will help you change your mind. Even if you're not a cosmetologist and you're watching us and you're in another profession, please don't go at it alone, all right? So, number one, there is an organization called the International Salon Spa and Business Network. Now, this particular organization is for salon owners, barbershop owners. It's a little bit different. So if you're I don't know about salon loft owners, but they're looking for people probably with at least three or more, though it doesn't say that. So Cheryl, let's talk about those students who want to someday own their own business and why joining a organization specifically for salon owners would be good for them if they want to own a barbershop, maybe they want a skincare boutique, or maybe even a franchise of like nail salons. Why should they join an organization once they own and operate their own business?
Well, one, that organization is going to most likely, if it's a good, strong organization, and especially like the one you mentioned,
Yeah.
um, it's because they're going to have courses. Okay, they're going to have places for you to coalesce, for you to network, and then two, they're going to be like your free advisory board, right? And they're going to be filled with people who have done, are doing, and other people like yourself will be doing the things that you want to do. And you can't get any more mentoring than that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, this is inside organizations. And let me just say something that we probably won't talk about, but it came to my mind, so I'm going to mention it.
Okay, sure.
The power of new. It's almost like, how when you go somewhere and you say, and you've never seen a person before, and you say, "Oh, are you new?"
Mm-hmm.
Don't say, well, yeah, no." Okay, the power of being new in an organization. Guess what? When you're new, everybody wants to welcome you. Everybody wants to help you. Everybody wants to come at your beck and call to see if you're okay. And are you getting things? They're going to be offering you things. They're going to be helping your ass along. Okay. And so that's important to make sure that, especially in an organization of full of people who are doing, have done, or will be doing the things you want to do, man, don't come in there all, like you one of them. You come in saying, fill my cup.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
And the power of being new is, man, they going to be like pouring,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
pouring in.
This, right. Now, remember, the organization that we're talking about again is Best Salon. It's called the International Salon Spa Business Network, ISBN. And again, I am going to drop the information in the link. And we're just using this as an example. So
Yeah.
if this is going to be your lane and you want to open up your own business, we encourage you. You are going to need support. Now
Support.
there might even be supports that like, well, what I'm looking for don't even exist. Remember, we just taught you the first step while you're already in school is being a part of that collective by politicking, right? Asking those questions. Hey, did you notice there's not enough toilet paper in the bathroom? The school kind of got a funny odor, or that Miss Jones always late. That's part of your responsibility. Now, when you become a salon owner, you're going to take those same skills, those same questions, and you're going to place them inside of an organization, like Cheryl said, with like-minded people who already more than likely know your struggle, right? They can relate. And number two, they may already have some solutions for you. You'll make some wonderful lifelong friends when you become a part of these organizations. So again, that first one was the ISBN, that's the International Salon Spa Business Network. And Cheryl said they do so many wonderful things for you. You just would not believe. Now, I want to just kind of share my screen. Now, this is not as big as um, the ISBN, but I had the wonderful opportunity to participate in a organization that was called Space. And this one is by Philip Pelusi, and it's literally in his own salon space. I forgot what it stood. It's an acronym for like space for photography and creative expression. It was like really cool. And so when in the whole design team, like when I do stuff as a salon owner, I like to take the entire team. We like, you know us, sure, we getting up out here. We leave in Cleveland, okay? And so we went here. This is in Pittsburgh. It was a hop, skip, and a jump, literally worth the drive if you're a salon owner. There's so many other salons who have these wonderful little incubators, is what I stole this word from you, Cheryl. So space would be like an incubator. And so he would invite salons to come and learn about his brand and his way of thinking, learning, or whatever as a salon owner. And so these are salon owners with their staff. And so here, when you go, this is pretty cool. When you learn everything, you learn on each other's hair. So we had to do their hair and they had to do our hair. When I tell you, we was like,
I love that idea.
we wasn't ready, y'all. I'm here to tell you. We were like, they were like the first time that they had Black people in their hair. And it was like, and even for us, the team, to touch the other textures, to see that it was totally and complete. We didn't know it, of course. We didn't know it. He didn't tell us. So this type of interactive learning, can you talk about that interactive process that a student can expect when they become a part? Now, this was a pretty penny for me as a salon owner, but I am not lying. Every single person in this picture has their own business. When I tell you these ladies are flourishing, you can literally go onto their Instagram page, Jasmine Frisco Perilla, Latoya Henry, Simon Henry, Makeup by Guap. All of these people, they are, no words can capture how successful they are. So to me, it was worth the investment. But talk about getting into that, no pun intended, space of where you're going to be thrown all off. You're not going to be comfortable in these spaces.
Right. You know, one thing that hairstyling is one, salon ownership, barber ownership, and styling, no matter if you're in a suite or not. And I think most people do suites because they don't necessarily have to interact with other people. I think that that is probably one of the profiles of a person that finds suites are attractive. But let me just say this, but hair styling in salon environments, that is one industry that you can't fake confidence. Like, you can't mask it. Okay? And the energy that Mr. Pelosi, that Pelosi,
Yeah, Pelusi, yes.
Pelosi, the environment that he threw you guys in, that teaches uh, not just your intellectual brain, that is your social brain, right?
Yeah,
Your
we
language.
were. He must have been so used to the responses to your point about your intellectual brain, because he knew that our initial response was definitely like, they are not touching my hair.
Right.
and from both sides. It was definitely us on them and vice versa because we had our hair slayed, like, it was just so much emotions going through that moment, but
Yeah.
we were there to
That
learn.
absolutely, and to be more expansive, just on what you just said, that allows you to have any hiccups, any hangups, any prejudices, any um, fears, anxiety, texture phobias, right? Or any kind of
I like that word, texture.
social that you guys are able to work them out and I don't want to use it, well, I'll never use this word, in a anthropologic way, like meaning very human, social, work it out. Whatever it is that you have to do, you have to be present. And I absolutely think that that is a wonderful exercise in confidence builder, because you really find out that you don't have any fears. You just were not in an environment to exercise them. And once you exit, go ahead.
Yeah, and you can see now, here they are, now they're on our hair, okay? Oh boy. And so Stefano, who I love so much with all of my heart, he's a salon owner as well. This was very new for him. And so we have partnered up together as a salon owner. What happened was the space that I was renting was no longer available because the owner had passed away. Actually, it was this space here. And Stefano opened up his salon and invited the entire Reverence Design team to work in his space until we could find a salon home. This is not a lie. And so he
Absolutely.
was he was
Absolutely.
very open to how did you get these young people to come and work with you? Manny here, he was our salon coordinator. So Philip Pelusi says the entire salon has to come. And we were like, what? So a little bit segue before we hop into the next one. Talk about that support staff in those salon settings and why students need to understand why the support staff that they are going to encounter, maybe you'll hire an assistant or a booking agent, whatever fancy words you want to use. We call our salon coordinators, but they are going to need some support in some fashion. So, why are these quote unquote support staff really essential to them exploring those options of doing what, being a part of that association? Why would that support staff be just as pivotal as being a part of those associations as well?
Well, two, it's all how you're introduced to why you need them. See, it's the why, right? And people will probably say, well, it's, how am I going to pay them? And, what I mean, or when do I implement, or when do I get and start, forming a support system? But the key question, like you proposed it, Ladosha, is let's just deal with the why you need them. First of all, let's just say a salon coordinator. When you create, or when you are a part of, or when you need a support system, the support system is to allow the flow of your day to be easier to make money. Okay, right? And when your flow, so it is not to supplement your bad habits. Okay, they're not there to supplement the fact that you have bad time management. They're not there to supplement the fact that you don't write things down, and you don't book things, and you don't have good books. They're not there because you are afraid of water. So you got to shampoo. They're not there to support your bad habits. They're there to support your good habits, and to form and to create your business to have good business habits. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the reason why you need, and any smart person, if and this is part of your business intelligence, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
spending a lot of money in school. Your to increase your business intelligence is to make sure if you're thinking about the customer and how they're going to be supported, because the support team is there for them as well. A well-oiled machine, and to learn them early while you're in school. All of these things that we're talking about in the support system, which means that yes, you do have to be a little public relations.
Yeah.
That's why being part of a collective at school, start relationing, start politicking.
Yeah, start now, guys. Start now. Now we have Miss. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. And this is Iyomo or Imo, Uganda. And so she's saying, so as long as a student's passion, they should go for it. And that's a career which engages both men and women in the marketplace. It's a good ideal to go for. What a powerful message. And so I like, can you just kind of add a little bit more, Cheryl, when she says you should go for it, and that's a career which engages. When you become a part of these organizations, you do get better engagement. Talk about that right quick. Thank you so much, Miss
Thank
Uganda
you.
or Mr. Uganda.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And let me just say this, and I know because I'm a wordsmith, and the word engagement is kind of like, it doesn't, sometimes we say it so a lot that it really has lost its fire. But engagement and passion, right, is that what you do every day is not work. It's not work. Let me tell you what work is. When I was a kid, I would come home and my mother would say, go in there and wash the dishes. That's work. I don't give a shit about doing it. I don't want to do it. But at the end of the day, of course, do I like every time I go into the kitchen, I want some clean dishes every time. But the support system and your passion, like the like she said, it keeps your career not being work,
Yeah, beautiful word. Yes,
right? It's not
and
work.
yeah, engagement is the key. Uganda, thank you so much. And when you look at these pictures, which they didn't know I was posting this, you can see the engagement. They're 100% correct. Look at the touching of the hair, the smiles on the face. Again, your different ethnicities of people, races or whatever, the hugs, the communication in the back, everybody in every facet is engaged in this learning process, which remember in the beginning, we looked at Philip Pelusi like, you got us effed up. And as you can see,
Wow.
yeah, and they was getting this hair. Look at this. They were getting this
Yes.
hair done. They would not do it the way that we would do it, of course. But you know what? Nonetheless, they absolutely 100% got it done. And Philip was saying, you know what? This is what learning is all about. So when you become a part of these organizations, it will most certainly challenge your comfort zone. Another organization that you guys could become a part of course, is your PBA, your Professional Beauty Association. Now, these organizations, a lot of them, they also have like discounts for like your liability insurance, which you gotta have, guys. You don't think a person will not take you to court,
Well,
Cheryl?
and well, and that's a whole subject for another day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
And yeah, you can be able to take advantages of
Yes.
other industries that have offered your organization many perks. And so
Hmm.
the incentives and the perks that come with being a part of a collective, okay, which is actually what they are in the end of the day, regardless if they're an association or they're a coalition or alliance. But they are a collective of like minds, and they are looking out for you,
Yes.
your interests. So that's why, feet massages and green spa or green sciences, environmental information about water and things of that nature. And all of a sudden, you get perks of new washing powder to wash your towels, and you get all these perks that of course things because of more people. They're looking in more directions. In your shadow kind of blind spot, you didn't think about towels, or you don't think about cleaning products, or you don't think about certain things like that. They do. More
Right.
people, more brains, more eyeballs, more mouths, more ears. You cover a lot of ground, so you can't. Now I will say,
Mm-hmm.
do our organizations, especially in the textured black hair care world, do they need to get better? Yeah,
Most definitely. But remember now, when you become involved, right, Cheryl,
yeah,
now is the time that you can do what? Speak your piece. You can share what you would like to see happen, or you could do something like Cheryl and I have done. You can spin off, and of course, you can start your own. Is that correct?
absolutely.
All right, okay. Next up on here, we have one of my favorites is the Board of Certified Hair Colorists. Now, these are your big organizations that really levels up your expertise. Now, we know a lot of people like to say, I'm the master barber. You know, the state gave you a master colorist, certification. Everybody's a master weaveologist and all of this, that, and the third. But speak to the students about earning a true certification and being a master at something versus being self-proclaimed, self-professed. We're not knocking God's given talent, by the way. We're not knocking that. So if God blessed you with some hands, then so be it. However, Cheryl, take it away.
Oh boy. Let me just say this. Uh, the master barber, a master stylist, master colorist, master. You know, I and celebrity stylist. There are some levels that you want to aspire to. That kind of personally um pushes your brand forward, make you feel more confident, make you and usually the best thing to do is to be part of associations that have these affiliations, accredited further programs or certifications. But I think it's a personal thing for yourself. And if you are going to hang these wonderful, beautiful certificates and diplomas and awards, make sure you hang them in the front of your salon, just like you would in your restaurant has the grade A from the local food and drug administration, anyway, of the FDA. But
Why,
um,
why, why should they put them up in the front? Now, I'm gonna toot my own horn for one. I like to try to represent. Now, I'm not necessarily in the braggadocious mode, but I do think that we should, if we can, like she said, if this is your thing and you want to do it. But why should people see these up front? Don't stuff them into your, your junk drawer, and
well, because you wouldn't put your bachelor's or your master's or your PhD, you wouldn't put that in your drawer. And hairstyling, right? And salon ownership and just being in the beauty world, there is no other physician other than you,
yeah.
right? There is no other. You are going to master and develop your skill sets to the point where you're gonna acquire all the facets and aspects of cutting if you so choose to do that. And the because you're part of a collective and you're part of an association or you're part of one of these groups, and the if your peers, the ones that you used to look up to, or you were a new part of their group and they mentored you, and if they say job well done,
Right.
grasshopper.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
are ready and you have ascended.
Right.
And now you are one of us in terms of we see you as we see ourselves, and they're giving you what we call an acknowledgement on the papyrus or a piece of paper, right? Frame it, frame it, and show your clients that you have applied yourself, you've disciplined yourself, you are a part of a group. There you go. From EC frames, master color. From EC master colorist, Ladosha Wright. These things not are yes, they are obtained personally, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they are also to they're part of your brand and they're part of your salon and they're
And
part of your business.
right.
And
And yeah. And let me just say this too on the flip side of that, that rarely gets talked about, is that when you become a part of these organizations, students, I know right now you're like, I ain't got there yet, whatever, cashmere sweater. I get it. But you know what the other thing this does is that they hold you accountable to a higher standard. You operate differently when you're a part of a bigger family because you have a ethics, a moral compass that's going to navigate your behavior, your language, your dress. You're still going to be you. Like, hey, I'm still Key Lolo. You know what I'm saying? However, I do move in my space a little bit differently with my certification when I'm working with the likes of a Cheryl Morrow and when I'm representing one of the largest business institutions in the entire world, Cosmetology, and we've now partnered with Barbers, or they've partnered with us, or however you want to say it. I want to represent all of you all as best I possibly can. And so when you become a part of these organizations, they do kind of help you move and operate a little bit differently where it shows, and that's going to give you another added value. A couple of shout outs over here again. What's up, Secret Life, honey? How you doing? Tweeze the world. What's going on? And Monique Kareem over on Instagram. We appreciate you guys for joining again with us on our 25th episode as we talk about should students and barbers join cosmetology and barbering associations. And so whether you're a nail tech, esthetician, all of you guys, we are encouraging you to please become a part of something wonderful and new, such as this wonderful event that we have going on. Our first stop is going to be Beauty Under One Roof. Cheryl and I were going to be live and direct Saturday, October 5th through Monday, October 7th in Houston, Texas. Correct, Cheryl?
absolutely.
And please watch our podcast. Last week we had Miss Erica Coleman, of the founder of Beauty Under One Roof. She gave us a wonderful interview. Also, and then don't forget, if you're in Cleveland, like I don't know if I want to travel that far, then check this out.
Get your ass on that book.
I'm about to tell your daddy on you.
This is the Hair Oracle. This October in Cleveland, Ohio.
It's dedicated just for you.
The Afro Hair Science Summit 2024.
Either they don't know
Or they don't want to know.
or they just don't care about Afro hair in the barber and beauty industry.
Pack your bags and get ready for the most cutting edge education in the industry.
Everybody swears they are smarter than a cosmetologist and a barber. I don't even know what that's all about.
But don't you be petty about your business.
Ow! Fucking bomb.
All professional barbers, cosmetologists, natural hairstylists, hair enthusiasts coming together in one room.
Damn, that's fire. Don't be petty about your business.
To get more aware of themselves and where they came from and what they are into and what is already there, and just to bring it out. This is what compels me to compel them. And I will do it by whatever means necessary.
So if you love Afro hair and you want to know more about it beyond styling it, braiding, twisting, and locking, and all that good stuff. Please plan to join us either in Houston. We're going to be again at Beauty Under One Roof. Okay, you can Google that; it'll come up. I will also drop the link so you guys can get your tickets. This is very affordable education. If you're close to Houston, the flights are not bad either. Again, Beauty Under One Roof, Beauty and Barber Show. And then, of course, you can find us again here in Cleveland, Ohio at the Afro Hair Science Summit 2024. As Cheryl says, I'm pushing the screen because now is a good time for you guys to do what?
Pump me on, pump me on.
All right, so go ahead on and click that button. Don't forget, please like, share, and subscribe to the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. And you're going to help us change the narrative about the question, should students join barber and cosmetology associations? And so far, students, we hope you guys are understanding that you must. We have 3 more before we wrap it up so quickly. We also have the American Barber Association. So there are associations that's specific. Again, these are the top ones. I know that they have ones for nails and aesthetics or whatever, but these were the top ones that came up. And I will drop this link in the chat. Also, we have the Professional Black Barbers Association. So before we hit the last one, talk about joining organizations that are like specific to a niche, like Black people, Afro hair, things of that nature.
Yeah. And of course, these are not about you joining because you have to be of African descent or Black or it's about you specializing in understanding that you may want to specialize in a particular texture. And you also may want to understand their history, the culture. And you just want to dive into that environment to be able to extract something that you want to add. Because one of the things that beauty school allows us to do is to get familiar with a specific culture. I don't know if you guys realize this. Beauty school culture is not as different than a professional salon kind of energy. And beauty school culture is elderly, disabled. They are Black women, Latino women. It could be anything. That's the point. And so once you want to be, then you say, okay, then I want to be a part of, the Black Barber Association. You're there for a reason and to learn. And so you don't necessarily have to be of that particular culture to join, but it is an extra added different educational experience.
Right, just like the Afro Hair Science Summit, it's surely you don't have to have Afro hair to learn about the science of Afro hair. But Cheryl and I decided to specifically focus on Afro hair science because we're seeing so much misinformation, unmet needs, and a wonderful opportunity to expose and share and broaden everybody's scope of understanding about the science of Afro hair. So again, when you participate in organizations that are more specific and niche, we find that, you'll get a little bit more than just those general ones. So now you don't have to become a part of all of these organizations. Of course, we're not saying that. But pick 1 or 2 that's going to tickle your fancy and be dedicated to it in the long haul and be active. Okay. Please be active. Okay. And then last but not least, of course, we could not forget school owners, right? We could not have all of these associations talking to the students and we forget about the school owners. As students, you probably could ask your school if they are part of this organization. And it is called the the American Association of Cosmetology Schools. And so before we wrap this up, Cheryl, talk about the benefits of a school being a part of an organization, because as you can see, We practice what we preach. Not only should individuals be a part of one, salon owners should be a part of one, but schools should also participate in being a part of a broader organization.
Schools, listen up. Administrators, listen up. Instructors, listen up. That is how we stay relevant. I think that you beauty schools are so disconnected to, I guess, once people get their license. And no, you are extremely important to be connected to the professional portion of the Black hair care industry, or the just cosmetology in the salon world, because you are giving our industry our next generations. And so for us to be quite connected, to see, yeah, that is a very good question, Ladosha, on how they evolve, because we can't evolve without instructors and school owners and beauty school administrators, beauty school entrepreneurs. I mean, that's huge,
Right,
because
and you also, there are a lot of students, like we visited La Barberia, Barber College, the Institute of Hair out here in Mayfield Heights. This is a suburb in Cleveland, Ohio. And a lot of their students were ascertaining to actually work at that school. So
Right.
there are people who enter the industry and that is their goal. They actually want to teach. We also have the King of Block is joining us over on Instagram, talking about a teacher. He traveled all
That's
the way
right.
to New York last year to join us. I'm also using you in our promo. You should know
But
that.
wait a minute. He also teaches himself. What was it?
He's at the school. He's at he's at one of the universities. Kafele, which university are you teaching at in New York? He's at a university. Again,
Yeah.
we're talking about
And a notable one too. It's not.
broadening the scope of your business acumen and all of
Oh,
that.
he's a professor.
He's
I
a
gotta get him a T-shirt.
All right. Kafele, we're going to gift you a professor T-shirt from the compliments of the Afro Hair Science Summit 2024. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's going down. So schools, make sure you are a part of an organization, if you're a school owner, rather. And students, feel free to ask your schools what organizations are they a part of. Again, I am going to drop the link to this list of organizations. There are so many. I'm telling you, there are so many. I don't know if Philip Pelusi still has the space, but if he does, I'm going to tell you right now, it is the Yale of organizations. Training facilities, whatever you want to call it. That ain't no place for no slackers, okay? It's thebomb.com, the Afro Hair Science Summit. Wonderful organizations to be a part of. Cheryl is also working on something, the Ohio Association of Beauticians. I'm a part of that organization. So there's a lot, and I'm very dedicated and committed. Dr. Hosey, she's the helm of it. And so they're open to hear from us. So all of these things that we talked about, we hope this has given you guys a wonderful insight of why you should become a part of an organization. And don't forget, please watch the debate. And if you haven't considered voting, be on the lookout, because Waverly Willis and I were going to be coming around. I wrote a little grant for voter engagement because this is our legacy. I learned this, that we always do this, is to teach people that, encourage people to exercise their civic responsibility. So we're talking about hair pros for voter engagement, but right now it's hair pros like Cheryl and Ladosha for hair whiz, okay? Tonight, we're going to be back at 6:00, and we're going to be talking about politicians and their hairstyles. Does the hair speak? Do you think hairstyles matter? Answer that in the chat. Do you think a politician's hairstyle lends credibility or takes away credibility. And then, of course, we're going to be back on Thursday with the one and only, the illustrious, truly illustrious. All of our people are illustrious. Oh, Waverly is another one. Waverly Willis, he's the barber and business owner of Urban Cuts and so much more. And he's going to be on talking about barber and beauty voter engagement. So again, that is it for us. We're going to come back next week. And now that we've got you all kind of going on about, should you join an organization? Now we're going to talk about the atmosphere of the space that you're in. And I think this is Cheryl's lane for real. She is the atmosphere queen. And hopefully, Cheryl, can you pull some of those images of what you recommended for us and talk about, we want to show them what a salon atmosphere, barber atmosphere, like what this can do for their career. I got proof. I'm going to take some pictures of my own space over the years. And the advice that Cheryl has given us has only yielded, I hate to say it, more money. I'm not saying it's about money, but money and excitement here at the Reverence Design Team, where there's no shortage of that since we've attended the Afro Hair Science Summit. So Cheryl, do you think you can have some images for us to talk about?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, that's next month. And let me tell you something, Key Lola. Man, your subjects.
Look, can I drop myself a bomb before we go off? She said,
Okay,
can I drop myself? I drop myself a bomb. Ooh. She said, my topics be the bomb. That's because, you know what? I'll never forget what it was like to be a cosmetology student. I know that it's not, I don't like to say the struggle is real. The passion is real.
Yeah, it is.
Passion is real. I don't like the struggle is real. The passion is real, and salon environments matter. That was one, for me, I couldn't figure that shit out for the life of me. It went from Mammy May, ooh, good Lord, to 8 nickels, but it's work in progress. Yeah. So we'll be back, students. So I know you guys.
What we got this afternoon?
So this afternoon, when we come back at 6 o'clock, we're going to be talking about. The dumbest shit that people say about black hair is what? Hairstyles. Hold up, here it is. Here we go. Because we're still in the politics. Politicians and their hairstyles. We're going to critique some of these hairstyles. We'll talk about what they mean and what they might be interpreting. So we're going to do, this is something we've never really done before, but we're going to talk about politicians and their hairstyles. Now more than ever, hair matters, okay?
Oh, man.
All right.
Woo!
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Don't forget, again, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for joining us on our 25th episode to help change the narrative about the question, should students join barber and cosmetology associations? Watch it again.
Come back to it.
Yeah, write us a review and tell us what you think, and drop your comments in the chat. Big ups to Miss Uganda. Uganda dropped some knowledge for us. I'm going to leave that up as we go ahead on the sign out. So Cheryl, I'll see you momentarily. Everybody, you know what we say when we're signing out, right? We say good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Thank you, WK. Hopefully you can come back and join us this evening at 6 o'clock or 3 if you're over on the west side. All right, good people. Y'all have a great day.
So, you think you can do hair? Then join us every Monday at 12 o'clock on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel.